Big theme between doubles partners is the communication and how to stay connected with your partner. Okay, you got to make sure you're talking during the points, your clear cues like switch or mine. That is extremely important, especially when both of you are trying to cover the same area. I think the most confusing part is when the ball is bouncing in between the two of you, or when the net player is trying to get that high ball or volley, becomes an overhead, becomes a lob, and somebody needs to retrieve that. So always stay on your toes, always stay vigilant of what's going on in front of you, and talk during the point. Let your partner know where you are on the court, so your partner knows where to go right after that. Also, talk before serving and receiving to confirm your strategy, depending on what you have out there. If you have players that can really hit the ball, players that can create a lot of trouble with their serve, you might want to come up with a strategy of like, okay, why don't we stay the two of us back this time? Or the opposite, if you have somebody that has kind of like a weaker serve, maybe you can attack it and be like, hey, I'm just gonna hit and move up, we're gonna stay active at the net. If you are the one serving and your serve might not be the greatest serve and you feel like you're giving away too much, then maybe tell your partner, hey, I'm just gonna serve and stay back. We're gonna play the one up, one back. Maybe on the third or fourth shot, I'm gonna try to move up. Okay, it's very important that you at least try every point to give your partner sort of an idea of what you're gonna be doing, especially when you're serving. Even if you can't direct your serve yet, just try to be like, okay, I'm gonna try to go to their forehand, I'm gonna try to go to their body. That way your partner at the net knows. Okay, if you have that ability to direct your serve, then obviously let your partner know. Be like, hey, I'm gonna serve to the tee, I'm gonna serve to body, or I'm gonna serve wide. And depending on that, your partner knows what to do, or your partner and you can talk about what to do. For example, if I was in that position and my partner was telling me, like, hey, I'm gonna serve wide on the ad side, I will probably be like, okay, if you're gonna serve wide on the ad side, I'm gonna stay. I'm not gonna try to pinch the middle or poach. I'm just gonna stay and see what happens on the return. But if my partner is telling me, it's like, hey, I'm gonna serve T on the ad side, I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna try to pinch and poach, but it's my backhand volley, so watch my back. Even in case I don't get it, you get it, and things like that. It is very important to know what your partner is doing. Signals, if you know them, if you want to practice them, that's fine. But club level, recreational level, I think that if you just talk and try to come up with a simple plan before each point, it's way more valuable than trying to signal and get confused. All right. It's cool. It looks nice when you can signal your partner, and if you can, go for it. That's fine. But make sure that you and your partner are clear with the signs that you should be, signaling each other. Also, please use positive language. Remember, you're not a coach. You're not trying to correct technique right there. It's either you trying to correct your own technique on the moment of the match play, or your partner's technique is even worse. Just don't do that. Stay positive. Say things like, let's go, we got this, or like one point at a time. Just try to keep it positive. You are the one making mistakes. Keep positive. Go back to the basics. Just put the ball in play and keep going. All right. Sometimes most of the feedback that I get when I hear players that go on matches and play doubles, it's like, oh yeah, we just stopped talking, or we stopped moving, or like we just we're out of our zone, doing our own thing on our own side, and that's when things break apart. You always want to talk, communicate, stay positive, and motivate each other with positive language. Remember, you in that moment, you are a player, you are a partner, you are 50% of the success or 50% of the failure. You have to put it together with your partner and keep going ahead. All right, so keep it positive, keep it cool. All right, let's go to the next one.